Well, we all know that things have been pretty bad for Disney here lately, and now it's going to get bad for their workers because Disney is planning to lay off 4,000 workers as part of $5.5 billion in budget cuts. Entertainment giant Disney is set to eliminate up to 4,000 jobs as part of CEO Bob Iger's $5.5 billion budget cut plan as the company faces repeated box office bombs, billions in losses over its streaming service, and political setbacks due to its radical left-wing policies in Florida. And we all know what that means. They're actually talking about the Parental Rights in Education bill, or AKA the Don't Say Gay bill, that is basically designed to protect kindergartners through third grade from being sexually groomed, if you will. They're being taught anything about sex, being told that they can choose their own gender, being told that sex is fine between a man and a man, and sex is fine between a woman and a woman, and even sex is fine between a man and a woman because they're in kindergarten through third grade and really have no business even learning anything about sex. So yeah, Disney had a problem with that, and it has cost them dearly. And we'll talk about why in a few minutes. But over the next week or so, they are planning on doing these layoffs. It could be done in one wave. All the layoffs could happen at once, or it could happen in several different waves. We're not really sure if that's what the case is going to be. They're actually eliminating 7,000 jobs. The 3,000 jobs, other than the 4,000 people that are going to be laid off, the 3,000 jobs are not filled. So they're not even going to bother to try to fill those jobs. They are just going to eliminate them. I don't know what jobs that are being eliminated. I don't know which jobs are being laid off. But the layoff isn't just happening at Disney. It's happening company-wide. So Disney, ESPN, Hulu, ABC, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and it's also going to be affecting the parks because less people are going to the parks because less people want their children to be indoctrinated by this company that is supposed to be child and family friendly, but for some reason has decided that it's fine to teach our kids about sex and critical race theory and transgenderism. Right here, you can see that the financial worries come as the company has increasingly embraced the extreme woke agenda, transgenderism, critical race theory, especially in entertainment aimed at children. The Disney Plus streaming channel series The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, I made a video on this a few weeks ago, stirred controversy by pushing reparations for slavery, claiming in its latest episode that America was founded on white supremacy and still has not atoned for its racism. And like I said, they're pushing reparations. They're saying that all black people deserve reparations for slavery. Of course, we all know that Lightyear, Encanto, Mulan, and Strange World, which are some of the latest Disney releases, have all lost money, especially Strange World. And it was because Strange World pushed a gay agenda, and they let people know that before it came out. Lightyear pushed a gay agenda. They let people know that before it came out. It also had nothing to do with the source material. It was terrible. Mulan was filmed in a province in China where they had concentration camps to keep their own people under forced labor conditions. And then after the movie was shot, in the credits, they thanked China and the province that they filmed in for allowing them to film there. And then China said, oh, by the way, we're not going to let you show this film in our country because it has nothing to do with Chinese culture. So, yeah, they lost money on that. But because they were so opposed to the Children and Education bill, they lost their special taxing and they lost their self-governing status, which means they have to pay more taxes and they are no longer their own town or county, if you will. They now have to answer to Florida or the county that Disney World is in as a whole, and they have to pay more taxes. They have to pay more money to make their movies. They should have just kept their mouth shut. And one of the biggest proponents of that actually left on Friday. Of course, we're talking about Victoria Alonso. Victoria Alonso was the president of post-production and also oversaw all of the special effects. She left on Friday. There has been more information now that's come out saying that she was offered a severance package for her to leave, or she could have just been fired outright. So, of course, she took the severance package and left under her own volition, but she's gone, and we can see now why the special effects for some of these movies, like Quantumania and the show, and the terrible special effects on She-Hulk, some of the special effects in Doctor Strange was terrible. Some of the special effects in Thor: Love and Thunder was terrible, and it all rested on her shoulders because she was basically a dictator to the companies that were doing these special effects. And if anyone tried to question her or anyone tried to defend themselves against her, she would have them blacklisted and thrown out of the industry. So yeah, she's a horrible person, and she's also gay. So she was basically on the front line of pushing the agenda that Disney and Marvel has been trying to push here lately about, gender swapping all of the characters, making everything Marvel female, getting rid of Iron Man, getting rid of Captain America, getting rid of Hawkeye, and replacing them with female characters. Something that none of us want. None of us fans actually want that. But she was one of the ones that was so instrumental in having that happen. So, this could be a good thing. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what jobs are going to be eliminated. Like I said, this is happening across the board to ESPN. It's happening to ABC. It's happening in the production area. It's happening in the parks. And it could be a lot of the jobs that are unnecessary, like, say, diversity and inclusion jobs, where people just sit around and say, oh, you have to do this, you have to have that, you have to have, at least one gay person in your movie, you have to have at least one strong woman in your movie. So possibly those people will be exiting, and this might be a good thing. We don't know. We're going to have to see over the next few weeks who gets laid off and what changes Disney is going to make. And possibly they'll be making changes for the better, and we'll get back to actually getting good Marvel movies and good Disney movies that we don't have a problem with our children watching. It's just something they can sit down and be entertained for 2 hours and not be indoctrinated, not try to preach to them about it's okay to question your gender. It's okay if you want to kiss a boy. That's not why. It's fine. And I'm not saying it's not fine. It's okay if you want to kiss a boy, but I don't need to have a movie preached to me about it. Okay? That's all there is to it. I hope you like what you heard. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll talk to you next time.